Hi Metalheads, willkommen zum METALHEADS FOREVER, Show Nummer 439 ab 15.09.2022. Schön, dass ihr dabei seid zur vorletzten Sendung in dieser Woche. Und erstmal schon einen lieben Dank an alle, die gewotet haben. Jetzt nimmt das der Vote richtig Fahrt auf. Ich habe gerade vorher gesehen, waren wir 666. Ja, habe einen Screenshot gemacht. Ja, und da unten in dem Poll, ihr könnt alle noch was schreiben. Habt ihr es gesehen? Ein paar haben schon geschrieben, mich habe ich gesehen. Haut noch mal ein Message für die Bands raus. Und grüßt die Bands, die freuen sich auch. Auf alle Fälle, jetzt schaut es aus, unseren Strange Omens sind momentan vorne. Lange war Rotting Empire lange vorne, jetzt haben Strange Omen übernommen. Aber da ist jetzt also offen. Morgen um 21 Uhr ist Zapfenstreich, Freunde. Also, morgen werden wir nochmal die Songs spielen. 4 Songs gibt es also von jedem einen in der Best of Metal. Noch einmal voten, wer noch nicht gewotet hat. Letzte Chance. Und ja, und heute, Freunde, wird es heftig. Ich kann gleich sagen, die ganze Show wird heftig. Ich habe die Aftershow gleich angeglichen an unseren Main Act heute, Hatriot von der Bay Area. Eine geile Band. Wer auf richtigen, harten Trash steht, der kommt heute auf seine Kosten. Eine geile Sendung und einen sehr sympathischen Gast heute. Cody Sousa ist heute hier, Bassist und Sänger der Band. Und natürlich auch noch sein Dad werden wir heute noch sehen in Videos. Also Steve Sousa wird auch mit dabei sein. Nicht live, aber im Video. Ich kann sagen, es wird sehr cool. Und ja, freut euch, es wird heftig. Und ich sehe jetzt gerade die ersten Likes hier auf Facebook. Bitte auf Facebook wie immer, ich muss mich wiederholen, bitte rübergehen durch YouTube. Und die Sendung auf Facebook bitte nicht teilen, sondern teilt eine Sendung, die später nicht mehr gibt. Ich lösche nämlich nach der Show lösche die Facebook-Posts. Okay? Also bitte gleich rübergehen nach YouTube. Da seid ihr dann bis zum bitteren Ende mit dabei. Und jetzt würde ich sagen, wer kann heute einen geilen Trash-Abend eröffnen? Kein geringerer als unser lieber Gary von Tankard. Und zwar eine geile Nummer, A Girl Called Cerveza. Hier sind Tankard, Let the Madness Begin.
Yesterday I met her, the woman of my dreams. She looked to find 2 bottles of cheap wine. So we drank together, the pub was my heaven. I took her home, then I don't know. Next day I woke at noon. She must have drunk my drink. My beer supply's begun. That girl stole everything. I screamed, I cried. Our love was just a lie. A girl called Cerveza is trying to cheat ya. It's trying to trick ya. A girl called Cerveza. A girl called Cerveza is trying to fool ya. It's trying to dupe ya. A girl called Cerveza. Chosen comes to a story, they already know her. She's being accused of being past the brainwash. Got no distinct features, her actions are shocking. Got up in pain, fun is her game. Her file is over long. Rogues gallery, top 10. In case I track her down, I'll fall for her again. I cried, our love was just a lie. A girl called Cerveza is trying to cheat ya. It's trying to trick ya. A girl called Cerveza. A girl called Cerveza is trying to fool ya. It's trying to dupe ya. A girl called Cerveza. Cerveza. It's trying to cheat ya. It's trying to trick ya. And go cold semester. And go cold semester. It's trying to fool ya. It's trying to dupe ya. And go cold semester. Semester. And go cold semester. Tastes so good. It's trying to cheat ya. Cheat, yeah. It's trying to trick ya. I love you. And go cold semester. Kiss her. And go cold semester. It's trying to fool ya. I love beer, babe. It's trying to do ya. I love you. And go cold semester. Semester.
A Girl Called Sylvester, der gärische Kulli-Nummer. Und richtig geile Nummer. So, Freunde, jetzt geht's los. Anschnallen, denn heute gibt's was auf die Fresse, würde ich sagen. Und zwar in metallischer Form. Hier sind Hatriot und nagelneu vom neuen Album The Veil of Shadows. Hier ist Horns and Hellos und die sagen, Let the Madness begin. Attacke! Horns and Hellos from the new album, The Veil of Shadows. And now, greetings to the Bay Area. Here is Cody Souza.
Richie, what's going on, man?
Hey, my man. How you doing?
good, man. Just jamming out to these tunes right now. Have me singing my own lyrics, and then that Tankard song was killing it, man. It was cool. Cerveza, yeah.
Cerveza, yeah. Gary, he's a cool guy. I love
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
super
crazy
cool.
guy. Yeah, Cody, it's an honor. It's a pleasure. We have the son of a legend here. And how is your dad? Let's say, how is he doing?
He's good, man. He's good. He got home from the European Bass Strikes Back tour. He was home for 12 days. So he had like a family barbecue, like right in the middle of his 12 days off. We had all of my brother, my sister, my stepbrothers came over. My wife was there. You know, my nephew was there, and it was like just a little family hangout. And he's good. He does his family time, and he's back on tour right now with the Bass Strikes Back in the USA circuit. So I don't know exactly what city he's in today. He actually tried calling me earlier when you and me were talking in the pre-show, which is funny. So he's we talk a lot. He's been doing good. So
Yeah, cool. We have a chance to see him today because we have two videos with your dad. Yeah, Tom Gindorf, our manager, he met your dad when he was with Exodus on tour and Heaton.
nice.
Yes, and I saw a nice picture. I have to find the picture later on. Show you. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Your dad. Yeah, Cody. Our show starts always the same. I want to know who is the metalhead, how everything started. In your case, I think your dad has a lot to do that you are a metalhead today, because you grew up, and this it's funny because you are surrounded by legends actually, and like what is it? Like Gary Holt from Exodus. There's
Yeah.
all like your crazy uncles, right?
Yeah, my funky uncles I've been calling them
Funky
lately.
uncles. Yes.
I don't know, just whatever you want to coin them. It's just, people always are enamored with the characters that were just, my dad's friends in my life growing up. So yeah, I just been coining that lately to be funny. But yeah, I mean, like seeing, Chuck Billy on the regular, or Rob Flynn, or Phil Demmel, or, many of people, the Raider games, other, among concerts and other places, always, very fortunate to be able to tap the wealth of knowledge that is the Bay Area rockers, I feel. So
Yes, of course. Yeah, Testament, for example, we have on our list right on top. That's a cool guys. And
yeah,
what I so much love is this guy's killing it still, like your dad.
yeah,
I
oh,
mean, they're doing this for so many years,
yeah.
and still give everything. And the new generation kicks off. And so, how is your dad actually? What he says to Hatriot? I mean, he helped us, help you in some videos, but you are on your own. How is he doing? What
What
sometimes
does he do as
he
his role in Hatriot? I mean, so me and him talk on like the daily, and it's kind of funny. It's oftentimes new dog, old dog, kind of talking about gripes and complaints and issues he sees up where he's at in the nice canopy, and then the gripes and complaints that I have down on the jungle floor, right? Comparing to where the tiers of our bands are. So it's always humorous, and me and my dad are great friends. We talk all the time and stuff. As far as his involvement in Hatriot, as of we kind of rebranded, took over between, Dawn of the New Centurion and From Days into Darkness, really Pops, he didn't even hear the Veil of Shadows, I think, until post-production. Like, he didn't have a hand in on the songs, and he's very proud for that. He lets us run with the reins that he used to once have, that, really I picked up the band and kind of started running with it, So me and my brother, Per Se and Costa, and he's there for advice. He's there for the day to day. He's there if I need advice from him, but not necessarily any role in Hatriot other than looking out for our best interest. Obviously, spreading the word and helping as much as he can in his power. But Exodus is his baby, and he's got among other things that he does, and he follows to those ambitions as well.
I just sorry, I'm laughing because I see a comment here. First of all, some people already greet you. Hello, Cody.
Yeah, I was gonna say what's up. Like I said, I Twitch cast, and I almost wanted to immediately respond to them, but this is your show, I'll stop.
No, no. You're the guest. You're the man.
Oh man, it's all good.
Here's Astrid says hello, but I laughed when I saw this from Harald Sousa. Der Sousa. Sam from Steve said fucking.
Nice.
Yes, this is Harald from our fan club. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Harald, es ist der Sousa. Jawohl, der Sousa.
It used to be De Souza, and then when our family migrated from Portugal, they chopped the day off. So anyway,
And your brother is the drummer. So there's
yeah,
another Sousa in the house, and not today, but how is he doing? Everything cool?
he's doing well. Yeah, he's at work right now. He is the one that has the firstborn new generation of Souzas. He has his son, who's actually, if you follow my brother on his Instagram, his son is 3, and he was sitting on my brother's drum set or a drum set at Guitar Center playing it. So there's the 3rd generation of Souzas. But yeah, doing well, man. My brother has a little family of his own, right? But just like me, makes Hatriot a main focus in life, after our families, and he's right there by my side, and it's really been me, him, and the original guitar player Kosto Varvatakis from the get-go is the core that is Hatriot.
Yeah. Another greetings from our manager, Tom.
Thomas, what's going on, man? How are
Yeah.
you?
And Donald. So we have some girls too.
Hell yes.
Servus, liebe Donald. Yes, Donald
What's
is
happening? How are you doing?
hardcore, our little Donald. All right, what we have some many already writing here. So very cool. Yeah. Hatriot, do we have from very short songs to very long songs? So
Yes.
give me the new album, The Veil of Shadows, released 2022. So
Yeah.
brand new, actually. Your new
Yes.
baby, newborn Sousa in the house
That
today.
is the newborn Sousa. Yeah, July 22nd that guy came out. So about almost 2 months old now.
You're not related to Rudy Sousa?
No, no, sé,
No,
Rudy
no.
Sousa.
Okay, just popped up.
It's okay.
Horns and Hellos.
Yeah.
Horns and Hellos. Give me a little bit of backstory. I will always ask you about the backstory.
Yeah,
You are the lyric writer? Is this your
I did not have a hand. I had some hand in arranging it, but no, I did not write Horns and Halos. I believe that was my brother and ex-guitar player Kevin Patterson's baby child on that one. No, you know what? Actually, I did have love. I wrote the first verse, "This world I've been born to, remorseless and vain," which it kind of talks about the metal scene a little bit. Like I said, repeating that first verse, I know I'm a screamer, but this world I've been born to, remorseless and vain, where this hierarchy pecking order pulls the strings and runs the game, which is kind of like, the struggles of a band trying to come up in this metal world. It's so hard to get someone to even look at you, whether you have the chops or not. It's kind of where the song derived and ran from. And then my brother and Kevin from there kind of came up with the chorus and everything else. So yes, I did have a hand. That one was a collaborative effort. That was also a song where we went a little more lighter than we typically do. There's definitely a nice melody in the background there.
Yes.
And as much as people want to say it went down the path of metalcore or whatever, we can call it that. We're all big melodic death metal heads too. So to us, that was just a page out of In Flames, Kill Switch if you're about that, right? Just stuff that we like. And what we really set out with Horns and Halos is this is kind of our hey man, we can write a song that's dynamic, that's up there with the mainstream metal, but we can also be as death metal as Verminous and Vile, and we'll be getting into that later tonight, right? So but this was kind of our poster child. We did the video for this one on this album. We had it up front. It showed a lighter side of what we can do. And that's pretty much the push there on Horns and Halos.
That's what I said. This is the light song today, actually. I mean, that's why I want to ask you what genre you are actually in, because in one thing you are very, very. You said before we are extreme band,
Yeah.
but then the guitars, they bring always that brings the melody. You are the screamer. You are the powerhouse, but if you listen to your music, there is always a touch of melody, a very lovely melody in the back, like pop song a little bit. But
yeah, it's almost needed in the music. It's got to be catchy. There's got to be something good about
catchy.
it.
That's a right. Yes.
Yeah, and that's what we're striving for, is to show we are more than just blast beats and thrash beats and mindless, pizza thrash going for hours there, right? Cheesy thrash metal coming over and over, which is good in its own right. We love everything, and kind of what we set out on this whole album is like a charcuterie board. We love it all. It all tastes good. I love pirate metal. I love Amon Amarth Viking metal. I love, I will go up and down the board, old school Sabbath. I mean, everything, right? So one thing we feel that is awesome that we got perceived is the album was hard to genreify. So people were like, oh, it's like melodic death, thrash, core. I mean, cool. If you can't genreify it, man, that means it's something new, you know, which is new with blends there. What's also good is, like you said, from song to song, there's dramatic changes, but at the end of the day, it's still Hatriot. It's what we do. It's, you know, we like to go, you know, this next one, we're already demoing the next album out, and it's the same thing. One song's like a black metal banger, and then the next one goes to like a melodic thrash song. It's crazy. So we're having fun writing music that we like, and it seems that everyone's getting behind us on that, like, you know, a band doesn't have to stick to necessarily one genre, but find that essence that makes you that band. And we definitely still, it is a Hatriot record, right? And it is still a thrash metal record, but, you know, in different terms there. So
you get another message from Harald.
Yeah.
So,
What's up, man? How are you? Appreciate you, Harold. Hell yeah.
Very
Much love,
cool.
my guy from the Bay Area.
yes.
Shit.
Let's do some from the new album again, and then we jump around. We go to even to 2013. So when a very young Cody and your dad on fire. But first, we have something from the new album. Here's Hymn for the Wicked, and let's
Another
talk
melodic
later
banger.
on. Yeah, let's play first, then talk.
Let's do it.
Here's Hatriot from the new album. This was the shortest one from 8.
Yeah, that one is from our Grand Epics to that is the shortest Hatriot song, I believe.
Yes, 2 minutes and that's about 5 seconds.
There we go.
Yeah, very, very cool. Like it. And again, this is the special thing with Hatriot. I love the solos also. Your screaming is incredible. You know how you do this. You're born with this voice, or your dad gave you some lessons?
Yeah, I picked on pops forever, and then I learned to, as a kid, and then you learn to do it with your diaphragm, and then I got into death metal and learned how to growl, and then you just keep like adding new noises to your repertoire, right? Your move set, you know.
Yeah. How many people told you already that you're not a spitting image, but the voice image of your dad?
A lot.
Very,
yeah. I mean,
it's very hard.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Yeah. If you listen to the songs, you have no idea who sings now, because we have the proof is Ken Templin says the proof is in the singing, and if now we watch the next video then and you listen to your dad, this is for me it's the same voice.
Yeah, it's definitely in the
Unbelievable.
tone, like I said, maybe lacks a little like power and different. I don't know, maybe a younger step to it. A lot of people on YouTube also said like, dude, your Trevor Sternad influences the Black Dahlia murder, right? Which he's like, I probably coin him more than I coin my father. Obviously, I'm gonna get linked to my father more. But some people are like, man, I thought fucking did Trevor do this before he passed away? Like the scream in the beginning, like kind of that very goblin-esque noise. And Trevor and my dad were known for that goblin noise, So I just kind of find myself in that same realm. I definitely think I try to put a different spin on it. So I hope it's not the exact same thing in your ear. I'm like, man, I am my own person, and we try to do
Yes.
do
Is it
me
boring for
differently,
you?
but
Is
what's
it
up?
is it boring for you if you to compare you to your dad?
No, it's fine. Yeah, and it definitely I sound like him. I think so too. But maybe it's because it's me producing it. To anyone else, it's like, oh man, you guys are the same. And I'm like, kinda. Like, yeah, it definitely is in the same vein for sure. You know what I mean? He doesn't do the death growls, like I said, or the intensive screaming. So, but that's what makes it's different. It's fresh. I wouldn't want to do the exact same thing as him. You know what I mean? Even on this album, my brother is pushing me to unlock like more tones that I'm comfortable with, like and add that many. Like right now, I'm like 4 different like tones I can bounce through in a song. Like add even more to that. Let's do it. So
Incredible was the first scream from horns and hollows.
yes,
Holy shit!
yeah.
Was it one take? Was I
No,
mean,
I
how
had
many
to
times
double it. I did it in one take. I had to double it. Yeah, that one hurt. That one
you
is
doubled the scream?
I doubled it. Yeah. It
Holy
that one's a
shit!
herder. It's just the way you hit the noise and how loud you can get it with the amount of air you're using. What sucks is like, and spoiler alert, we're playing that song first this weekend on the Dazed on the Green Festival. So I'm excited because I can do the scream and it'll be as healthy as possible. That is harder to hit later in the set. And like if hit wrong, I could blow myself out for a week if I'm on tour or whatever, right? So it's like that one is a very got to get like close to the mic, and there's a whole science behind that one. But yeah, it's all legit. It's not like 2 screams posted together. I pride
Unbelievable!
myself in my scream for sure.
This is a killer. Holy shit!
Right. And then people talk to me after the set and they're like, your voice isn't dead? And I'm like, it's an art, dude. It's an art.
It's a hard. All right. I forgot to mention this because this was incredible. I'm a singer by myself, and I said, "Holy shit, this is a lot of technique. Also, how you to keep the breath and
Right.
still, and in the end, yeah, no, yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
at the end on the way down.
Yes, this. All right, him for the wicked backstory. Give it to me.
Him for the Wicked was one of the last, not one, maybe one of the few tail end songs that were written. The little Easter egg for Him for the Wicked, everyone needs to know, is kind of something Hatriot's been moving in the direction of too, is shorter songs, right? So we talked about those long epics, and those are in the world of digital music. It's hard to get plays and everything off of, and sad that we have to cater to that, but that just kind of is what it is. People like Machine Head can still release 9-minute epics, and people will listen. Someone that's striving to make a career and make new fans, we shortened our songs down for this one. So Him for the Wicked was actually the second half of Murderous Tranquility, the guitar instrumental song that happens before it on the album. And at the very end, he held a squeal into that song. So that was actually the tail end of Murderous Tranquility. And I decided in this kind of day and age, I was like, dude, let's clip that and let's put it into 2 songs. I think someone with the short attention span won't even get to the ripper that's at the end there. And then ultimately it became one of the singles on the album. Is so again displays that Hatriot can have a very heavy, very extreme, yet a general noise that's pleasurable to the metal ear, right? So again, a little more melodic, a little shorter, a little more catchier. The harmony and the solos, sells, as you were mentioning earlier.
Very nice.
And it's like, we just thought that would deliver. And that's funny that song could have just been like the tail end of what was a long instrumental, but it decided to be its own song for plays and everything else, and to get its own merit.
Cool. Now we leave the new album, and
Yeah.
we have another shot again. But now we go right back to 2013 to the Heroes of Origin,
Oh man.
and this is now with your dad
Yeah.
as front man. And I'm wondering, and your children to be damned. That is the title. I love this title.
Yeah.
And now we listen to your dad. how he sounded 2013, and you can tell me this is the same voice somehow.
Yeah, for the audience too, we actually just got our guitar player in here, not Costa the big guy, but Miguel Esparza. This week we announced that Kevin is no longer with us, and we actually have the guitar player from this video back. So Hatriot minus my dad is back to our original members on each position, as vocals. So something for you guys to look for going into it, but we'll talk about it more later. I just wanted everyone to keep an eye for that. Shout out that Miguel is back being our guitar player again. So
cool. Und hier draußen, ich habe den Link gerade gepostet. Ihr könnt natürlich über Kartell könnt ihr Merchandise bestellen und kaufen und ein geiles Album. And Cody, I ask you, you see our fan club already again every night on fire, and I asked you about a little fan package. You said, sure, I put something together. That's very, 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 very cool. Thank you so much. The fan club will love it.
Yep.
All right, here is And Your Children to Be Damned, featuring your dad, Steve Sousa. Yes.
Dude, how young we were on that one. Oh my God.
Puffy, young.
Puffy, baby faces. I think my brother
Yes.
was barely 18 there, if that. Like, man, youngsters. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And you remember, you still remember this video shot?
oh,
With this,
totally. I do.
was it barbecue sauce or what was it?
It was corn syrup, and it gave the consistency of it. It was corn syrup and a couple other things with red dye, and it was stickier than shit. And like, I hate being fucking sticky. I always said if someone wanted me to kill myself, like they'd cover me in syrup and then kick me in the desert with one bullet. You know how sand sticks to you and you're getting out of the beach? Oh, I'd off myself. I'd be done. No, I'm teasing. But yeah, I just hate sticky. So yeah, that's what that video shoot was. There was a bunch of good food there my dad had brought. It was done by the legendary who did our last video too. The last two videos were done by Mike Sloat. He does Machine Head, many of other acts. The New Testament video album that came out, Mike Sloat did that as well too. So blessed to work with a very pedigreed, artist there on that end too. He had different kinds of shots. There was one shot they didn't use where we swallowed some of it or had the blood in our mouths, and then he had the camera in a fish tank and we were spewing it like zombies at him, but we didn't end up using those. But yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a fun shoot for sure. The bathtub, how much blood it took to fill it up, it was crazy.
Cool video. Yeah, you see, Harold, he just has a fabulous disaster vibe. Fucking great. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what Zet, our pop Zet was going for at that time too. He was going to, he was going for the 80s thrash metal, the 80s thrash redo. Let's hit what I'm good at, with a bunch of young kids that can shred and bang and everything else. And that's how it started, right? And then here we are today, like as you heard the songs before. That's how that's how it's going. So a little out of that vein a little bit, but very much still in that that click.
Do you still remember when you started? You want to be like, was your dad your role model actually?
Yeah, I mean, I've been quoted saying this a bunch lately. Is that like I find my dad is like my idol. Like I love what he's done. Seeing the pictures, from me growing up and on the walls and like the things he's done in the rock and roll world that some will never be able to do. My pops is my idol. I aspire to be him one day.
That's
I also
nice.
use the role model of a guy like Matt Heafy from Trivium. Someone that's like up current. Or Rob Flynn, right? Or a good Chuck Billy, a good business minded metal musician as well too. Trying to mix those all into one ideal person, and there I am, But yeah, very much so. When I was, I think it was around middle school hit. He had just gotten back into Exodus. Now, metal was always a part of my life, but he was getting back into Exodus, and I kind of decided I wanted to pick up an instrument. Sorry, my sinuses. I ended up picking up the bass guitar from Jack Gibson, one of his old ones, and that's the story to be. At first, I was into Sum 41, bubblegum pop punk, but as melodic as that is, it quickly led into things like Children of Bodom and In Flames and, more the Gothenburg noise. I've always been a Melodeath head, So, as far as, that's a lot of where like a lot of the new Hatriot material gets so melodic and can get death metal at times too.
I show you a picture now.
Okay.
What I admire is somebody's really long in the business and still touring, and of course touring is very tiring,
Yeah.
and still have time for people and still act like this.
Look at Pops cheesing.
This is Tom Gindorf, it's our manager. He met him, and
I did see that photo. Now that you put the name to the face and all above, now I totally get it.
Yes. And greetings to Exodus. Now, please call it. Tom and I, we talked just before the show. We talked about this, and he said, please ask him to get Exodus to the show, because of course we want to see him, and of course Gary. This would be
I'm gonna try my best. Like I said, I'll bring it up in conversation. It's best to probably bring it up to their management.
Tom, hörst du das?
They're starting to get where there's red tape now. I'm like, who do you guys think you are? I'm teasing.
It's slowly we have a name. Slowly, But for example, I said it last time. Carmine Peace. Carmine Appice, you know. David Rees, our friend, he tried to get him here. He said, who the fuck is Richard Newton? I say, don't worry about it. He's cool, he said, because we don't know then, but slowly people recognize there's a show in Germany, but actually I'm in the Philippines, so it's worldwide, and come to the show, and we talk about metal, you know, the best music in the world. You agree?
Oh, of course. Hands down.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I would say I put this down there because I did my list. What is the next one? And Your Children to Be Damned, still in your set list, this song?
You know, that is actually, so kind of like I told you before, Miguel is back in the fold as of about a month ago. We announced it this week. After the departure of Kevin, we wanted to go back to someone that, you know, we felt could provide dual leads live, you know, an insane player in his own right, someone who enjoys to put out content, which Miguel, if you follow him on Twitch, Twitter, whatever he does, or TikTok, he's constantly putting stuff out, someone that's hungry for it. And we had to talk with Miguel, and he was super excited and liked the direction of the new direction of the band. And yeah, we got him back into it. So a caveat to having him back is he was on that song and we actually still play it. So I don't believe that song is going to get played on Saturday. We have a show on Saturday at the Days in the Green Festival, Charlotte, California. Yeah, that is in our repertoire of songs that we can and still do play off the first album. We tread lightly when it comes to the Zetro material as far as live. You know, you'll get, you know, Bloodstained Wings, you'll get Suicide Run for sure, and then there might be one or two more like surprises, but we definitely are trying to go in the vein that, you know, the songs that I sang on, and move forward with like the Cody regime Hatriot. You know what I mean?
The Cody regime. Yeah. Ethereal Nightmare. I guess this song is in the set list. Yes,
Ethereal Nightmares is our most popular song on Spotify. That guy's like close to like 1/5 which is crazy, man. It's wow. watching the product grow up. You know, it's got 200,000. You know, almost 200,000, getting there. That's nothing compared to today's numbers, though, right? But we're proud of what we got going on. So
yes, let's play it. This is actually one of the long numbers, 6 minutes and 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Here's Hatriot, Ethereal Nightmare from Days Onto Darkness album. Here we go. And attack.
When you're slain, you walk amongst the shame. They sing on the screens and marinate, making your daily reality. Make your bodies up in mains, explode by the light of day. When now into your friends, your cycle never ends. I will answer when you change. Laughing at your aimlessness when life out and the strange. This world I got nothing left. You will be my little one. Said I not the last. Stuck here forever. The atrocious that I've done. Killing and reaping. Cause the war was never won. The parents
Holy shit, what a neck breaker.
Oh man, trying to, huh?
All right. Holy shit. Your brother, he's a beast on a drama too.
Yeah, right. Get to see him sweating daily, right? He's got to have like a bunch of fans on him and keeping him cool. And yeah, he's an animal, dude. It's been good. He really stepped up right at the formation of Hatriot and just pushed it through the limit. And he's always working in his craft, and commended to him being a father and having a job and everything else, and still being able to commit, man. Fucking kicks ass.
Give it a backstory. Ethereal Nightmare.
Yeah, Ethereal Nightmare. That was an old song Costa had written like early in the Hatriot days, but we thought it was like too melodic to be us. We felt like I said, the vocal transition from my dad to me was enough to make that one a Hatriot song, a little more, I said, intense screaming and whatnot. If you heard from And Your Children to Be Damned to that song, like I said, just same tones and stuff, you get a little more intensity with me. That one we wrote late in the game. I ended up writing it about Freddy Krueger, kind of the themes that you see in there. That's why it counts to 12. It kind of rips on Freddy's nursery rhyme, and usually on the albums we hit a song about a monster or a horror movie somehow. And he was the one on this one. I've always loved Freddy Krueger since my dad introduced me to him when I was younger. Man, that sentence sounds demented. But moving forward, I don't know. We came up with that one about just something that can kill you in your dreams, and moving forward, we just ran with it. And for whatever reason, Spotify really took a digging to that one. They ended up putting it on. It's a constant piece on their Thrashers playlist, which really helps the name of Hatriot get out and us be that much more of a staple piece of what heavy metal consumes in the world, right? So yeah, that one went over well for us. That's our highest played song on Spotify.
Dieser Song, I have to switch a little bit to German. Dieser Song war from Days on to Darkness, from 2019 Album. Auch available here, hatriot.bigcartel.com. Get it. Cool album. Yes. It's actually, I must say, it's a killer album like the new one. You cannot go wrong with this. It's really, 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 really cool.
Definitely
heavy, very, very, very heavy.
Right, yeah.
All right, let's go to the new album again, The Veil of Shadows, and the song Verminous and Vile. Cool. It's not a long one, and then we have another 2 long ones. This is 3 minutes and 26. Cool. And here we go. Hatriot for a new album. We have to talk about this video. Who is your editor?
So that guy was done by a guy called Yod Multimedia. I believe is he out of the Philippines? I can't exactly sure where he's from. He's a guy that Kevin knew and now a friend of the band, right? But he does most sense of the last two albums. He's done the lyric videos. That's where Mike Sloat has done the actual music video. I think it was done. But yeah, the guy does phenomenal work, man. The clips he gets and everything.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember some scenes of this movie. It's the Black Pestilence.
Is that what it is? I was wondering how he's.
But I remember when I was a kid, I saw the German version, and they always said, "Bring out the dead, bring out the dead." This was. I'm sure it's this movie. It's incredible. He's very, very talented. Because I start lyric videos as a second business, and I tell you what, this is incredible. A lot of creativity and a lot of editing and a lot of stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, super good, man. Yeah, and like you said, it is about the Black Plague, the bubonic plague, hence the plague doctors and the sick people and everything and stuff like that. So that was definitely something. I believe it was at the time ex guitar player Kevin Patterson's brainchild. He really liked the depiction of like the plague doctor guys and the bubonic plague and the Black Plague, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, he went running with the lyrics. Him and my brother, I believe, on that one. In the imagery, and then obviously Kosta Varvatakis writes 95% of all of our music, so came out there. But like I said earlier, we can play with all of them, and I really enjoy that. We go out and play with a straight fucking death metal band if we have to. We can go play with, like I said, a mainstream, a thrash band, whatever, and we really pride ourselves in that. And that's one of my favorite songs on the album. That's the kind of music that I listen to on the daily, right? So to deliver that and like my own material that's coming out, and consider it up to par with things that I like is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I love it. This is a killer album. Holy shit, it's full in the face. Full.
Man, thank you, man.
We have some guests again from Switzerland. Lieber Thomas, sei gegrüßt.
What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in.
Our Switzerland chapter chief, Thomas.
There we go. Cool. What's up, Thomas? How are you?
Then Money is here, a drummer. Yes, that was the
Money, what's going on? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in.
Money, sei gegrüßt da draußen. Yeah. How you feel so comfortable at the moment? Everything cool?
Yeah, we're good. We're chilling, man. Like I said,
you feel at home?
I'm at home. Yeah, I had to leave work early today to come do this, and which is fine. Get me out of work. You're gonna listen to some heavy metal, hang out with my friends. Yeah, I love that.
Yes, that's cool. You're actually doing the same. A little bit. You have a podcast on Twitch, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind if I plug that. So like I do this. I typically do it tonight, but I am going to concerts. So Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and even random times. I've been trying to do it more. We do a podcast on twitch.tv/Cody_Hatriot. Is my channel. Twitch.tv/Cody_Hatriot. Sorry, that's fast. I'm from California. We talk very fast. But yeah, no, we do the podcast on Mondays. So Mondays, my brother joins me and our stage manager is in there. And we talk about metal. We talk about video games. We talk about wrestling, things that are funny, what we see in the metal world, reviews. We get local bands on there. Shout out some love to local bands. And then, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm either doing Hatriot practicing my bass and vocals live standing up here, or I'll sit down and I'll do a cover program called Rocksmith, and I'll be playing bass covers for hours on end, just hanging out with my friends and getting to meet the people in the chat and just having a good time. So
very cool. Memories and file.
Yeah.
Short backstory. What is all about?
Yeah, like I said, was Kevin's brainchild, and that one is that one we went straight hard with the plague doctor theme, kind of showing imagery to like how the world is so fucked up right now, and may not be as bad as the Black Plague was, figuratively, or literally, but maybe figuratively. Like you said, the whole bring out your dead, and the whole world was under a different type of sickness at the time, that was the C-19.
Yeah.
So we are, it was related there, but like you said, I don't like to get into the worldly events or political politics too much, but yeah, just dark imagery, things that are all good in heavy metal, right? We like to sing and make them about heavy metal things.
this movie really scared me. It scared the shit out of me. This was
Oh,
a
yeah.
very dark movie. When the noses start bleeding and it
Yeah.
became black. That's why I call it the black pestilence. No?
Oh no,
It's-
yeah.
Holy, maybe it was a black and white movie. Yes.
Yeah, but that's still though. I mean,
Yeah.
I was wondering, between you and me, at the helm over here, I don't even know that was clipped from. To be honest, I was like, I hope this is kosher here. So yeah, he put that in there, but he knows the rules and everything, so he did that. He
Yeah.
did all. So
All right, because these movies are so old, they are over 50 years old, so no
Right.
problem with copyright. So
right, exactly.
Yeah. When I told you what songs I play, and I mentioned the next song, which is it's actually the longest song for the day, 6 minutes and 59 seconds, and I said I play Frankenstein must be destroyed. Oh, you play Frankenstein too? Yes, of course I play Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Are you as a horror movie fan?
Yeah,
Something
so
like
this I guess this has another monster on that one. Yeah, hey, we've always had songs about the Sousa family loves horror movies. So even the new album, it wasn't as blatant, but the Veil of Shadows, to squirrel off to the other album really quick, is a nod to Stranger Things, and they call the Upside Down the Veil of Shadows. So that's actually where that comes from. So the song The Veil of Shadows is about the Demogorgon that lives in the Veil of Shadows. So, but yeah, we always have a song about a monster, if not a two, and I guess the last album had two with Frankenstein. What was cool about this song was my dad had, I'll go into it now or later, my dad had written the lyrics on it, and he had written the chorus. He just came up with the Frankenstein must be destroyed, and he handed me to write the rest of it. One thing I feel immediately we did different was, and you're like, oh, you sound so much like your dad. I wanted to tell the story from two different perspectives. So before we go into it, we'll talk about the song more afterwards. Whenever I do the low growl, that's the monster talking. Whenever I do the high shrieks, that's the villagers talking. So I'm almost telling like a story of imagery of two sides, something that I feel my dad couldn't have done. This is actually the first song I wrote as a that actually got published to a CD or whatever. This was my first baby on the Hatriot albums. So
Cool. I'm wondering, when you grow up as a boy and your dad is already in the metal scene, was around, did you watch horror movies together as kids? You, your brother,
Yeah,
dad?
he got me into Freddy Krueger, and we'd watch like The Fly, and like I remember all the old ones we'd totally be jamming on. Even to when like Sleepy Hollow came out, I think he took my brother into the theaters to see that one, as a small boy. So yeah, we've always been into horror. We love
How's your mother cope with this? I mean, she grew up.
Yeah, so my mother and my father were together for 20 years throughout my whole childhood, but they're now are divorced. But at the time, she had I guess she just dealt with it. But it's funny, my sister, who's the little girl of the family, she'd go to horror movies and like bring her blanket with her. As long as she had her blanket to hide under, she liked it.
Yes.
But so like a little child, she liked it, but she just knew she had to have her blanket. It was funny. So
I would love to have your dad here now. It would be so lovely, to look back, But maybe I if Exodus comes to the show and hopefully your dad is here, and with Gary, this will be a killer. I will ask him about this. How is it you raise kids and now your boys are in a extreme metal band? I think he's happy. I think you make him happy. You make him proud.
Yeah, he's a proud father.
Let's play Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. And here we go. killer. Holy shit. I salute the video editor. He's insane.
Yeah, that was Yacht again on that one, man. That was
holy
awesome.
shit.
I remember that song was done. That was actually the demo version of that song because that song came out in between albums. I believe Frankenstein was a demo song released. And I actually, okay, maybe not my vocal performance. I think my vocal performance was better on the album version, but I love the tempo of that one. That one was so fast. I thought that was gonna be my favorite song on that album. And then after I missed that day in the studio, and they decided to slow it down just a little bit. And I feel like that much can change a song. I still love Frankenstein to this day, but that version gets me going every time, man.
And you know what? Again, this long scream, this is somehow a trademark for you.
Yeah, that's my thing. Even Juan Urtiaga, our sound engineer, he's like, that's kind of your thing, huh? I'm like, oh, I mean, they call it my Mariah Carey or whatever, right? Her little noise she makes.
Mariah Carey on speed.
But yeah, that's my metal. I can metal scream without fucking for days without blowing my shit out. So
maybe you should trademark this. This is something. This is not because it's so it's like an animal, you know. You scream it out and you hold it so long, you know. And maybe I guess the next album you will top this last one. You will count how long was the last scream.
I know. I think it was what was it? 20-something seconds for fucking Horns and Halos or something. Sorry, my language, but yeah, I got to figure that out. My wife honestly thinks that I should do the Guinness Book of World Records for a noise of so many decibels for so long. Someone in Japan holds it at like a minute or something like that, and I'm like, dude, like what a minute? But no, that doesn't necessarily mean they're screaming. They're just making a noise at a certain decibel, right? So I'd have to figure that out.
I know. I tell you something. I never do something with world record again because I did last year. I had the glorious idea. I do the longest metal show, and we topped 50 hours non-stop. And from 50 hours, I was 46 hours online. And whatever I suffered from a chronic spine infection.
Man, your back hurt after you were done.
The fuck, you know. Yeah,
I see guys do that on Twitch, like a 24-hour stream or something. And
24 hours is nothing. It was a half. We had 50.
Dude, that's what I said. I was like, man, so if those guys are dying at that, not dying literally, but hurting at that, you know. I used to stand up for my streams, and now I have to sit down because, like, I don't know, 2 hours of me headbanging and rocking around, no set.
So imagine 53 hours.
Oh man, my brain would be jello. So
yeah, and you know what? Who won? Our guy who won, Mikkel Scheffel. He's here in the chat. I had a couple of hours sleep. I had 6 hours sleep. It's a whole weekend from Friday to Sunday. And Mikkel Scheffel, he was all 50 hours online. He was there.
That's cool, man.
Crazy.
Nuts.
He's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah. That's what we love in metal.
We have Cody Souza from Hatriot in the house. Yes, I love it. Very talkative, and you can see you're a host as well. That's cool. You know, it reminds me very much. Ryan Roxy from Alice Cooper band. He was also like this talkative, you know, because he's on show. You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we talked about Frankenstein already. So the last long one. We have 2 more songs. Let's make a picture for later. You know, yes. And I count to 3 and 1, 2, 3. And cool. You have a better tan than me. I look so fucking white again.
Oh man, yeah. I got a decent tan, and then it's all about the glam lights. It looks like you got a glam light though too. You just gotta get that right setting.
Yeah, I have some lights here. A lot of lights around. Yeah. I even have my headlights a little bit in a little bit like brown a little bit, but they still look fucking white. I had to go to the sun, but you know.
Yeah.
No. I'm in the Philippines, but I miss the sun. That's his studio is no.
Sun, we just got through a heat wave, and I've been outside, so you're all right. Don't worry.
We have every day 34 degrees here every day, you know. But I'm in the studio. It's no window, dark.
Yeah, dark.
All right, let's do the music from the Days Onto Darkness album. Organic Remains. That's a cool killer track. The last one, long one, and then we have one more time. Great video with you dead. But here's it for Organic Remains. Attack.
Die.
Yes. That's a fucking killer song. Holy shit.
My God,
You
thank
know,
you.
I say, fuck the neighbors, play loud.
Yeah, they listen to good music whether they want to or not, right?
Yes, right. Organic Remains, the video, a little bit religious, I guess.
Yeah, that one came from Mr. Costa Varvatakis, our guitar wizard. He wrote both. That was his first song where he did lyrics and music entirely. And he grew up in a religious household, so yeah, definitely about the Crusades. That one, I believe. So
Yeah.
something he found inspiration with and ran with, and we thought it sounded fucking awesome. We moved forward with it, and I believe that was the number 2 most received song off that album, next to Ethereal Nightmare. So
From all songs today, this is the song. If you tell me or ask me who sings now, your father or you, this is very similar. This is not so much screaming in the end, yes, but in the beginning, very, very much.
very mid-toned. I could agree that for sure. Very mid-toned
Yeah.
in there. So definitely pulling out some Zetro tones. I mean, and it gets mentioned in the studio and between me and my brother, and that's what we coined that tone, you know. So
Very sympathetic, very, very nice guy. Cody Souza was a real pleasure. Thank you so much.
dude,
All the best for you. We have one more to go. I see here Steve Cetro Souza. Where comes the name Cetro? Is this his nickname?
yeah, I mean, most people know him first off by his nickname, Zetro Souza or Zetro, or that came. He's got a funny story with that. I definitely recommend checking out his podcast on the Toxic Vault on YouTube as well. He does his own podcast. But yeah, it was annoying. A name. He was all very inebriated at a party, and he couldn't say a word or something, and that's what it sounded like he was saying. Or something, is from what I'm told. You guys definitely check it out for yourselves. But yeah, he coined that, and they called him Zetro Dus, and then yeah, I don't know. That's where it came from, and he's been that ever since. As a kid, I also thought it was kind of weird. You know, it's not a common or ever heard of that name. So, but kind of cool that it's his own coin, right?
Yeah. That's why the last one is from the Heroes of Origin from 2013. This is our killer outro for you, Cody. Give my regards to your brother, to your dad, and please don't forget us to say hey, please.
Definitely.
We need Exodus. We need Exodus in the METALHEADS FOREVER show.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Thank you so much. The last one is Bloodstained Wings. You mentioned it before. That's the last one. Have something to say something about the song before because it's your kick out now.
Yeah, no, it's fine, man. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate everyone, here that checking out Hatriot. If you hadn't heard us before, spread the word of Hatriot. That's all we can ask of people. We want to play every venue of every concert, wherever. Bloodstained Wings is typically our closer, so even Saturday, spoilers. We usually end the set with this song, so it's only appropriate that we're doing this now. I sing, like I said, I sing the song a little more violent, but we love it regardless. And this one was before, this one's a banger, so be ready.
This was when I told you the set list today, and you said I closed the show with Bloodstained. That's our closer too. That's cool. So I had a good hand in this.
Exactly.
All right, Cody, I salute you. Very cool. Und ihr draußen, Momento. Here we go, Peter Krause. If you like beer, now you get a free beer. Now, always in the end of the show, this is appreciation for our guest, Peter Krause. This looks like this. Beer,
yes,
and
give me all the
beer.
beer. Yes, love that.
And fucking more beer.
More beer. Too awesome.
Beer until you puke.
Until I fucking puke my brains out. Nice, man. Hell yeah.
Yes. Ihr da draußen haut's mal ein paar Biere raus für den guten Cody. Cody, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Keep rocking, keep rolling, and stay healthy. And give me regard to the rest of the gang. And we not forget you. Please don't forget us. And Peter Krause writes, thank you, Cody. It was a big pleasure to help your metal. There's so many metalheads today. You moved them. Like Harald,
Yeah.
his wife showed him the bird. I said, you're crazy. Maybe he sits on the terrace and blast the speakers and the neighbors. What is this fucking...
Right. Yeah. Show your neighbors, show everybody Hatriot. Your friends, your moms, and your neighbors. Let's do it, man.
Yes. Mikael says thank you.
Hell
Haut
yeah.
mir alle noch mal ein Thank you raus, dann geht's gleich jetzt auf die, da kann der Cody noch zu jedem Danke sagen. Normally, I play this always when in the last song, but if they give some message for you, I put it right now so you can react on it.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the outros and the beers and the kind words. Let's just keep our metal scene as one. It's all about unity. Let's keep everybody included.
Any chance you coming to Europe?
I hope next year. There's been talks. In this industry, I don't believe anything until I see it. So, as I mentioned, we were supposed to be on the tour circuit this last year before Corona, but had gotten moved to the waiting list. So, it is in all of my power to try to get over there and play shows as much as possible.
Look at this. Thank you so much, Cody. You brought the circle pit into my living room.
Yes,
that's
dude,
cool.
I love hearing that shit, man. Like I said.
And Thomas is happy too because Thomas, he set up everything. Very cool. Yes.
Definitely.
This is the guy who met your dad.
Oh, yeah. I can tell by the picture of the handsome gentleman there. That's awesome, man. And of course, if Metalheads Forever isn't on, you guys are always welcome to kick it on my Twitch channel. Come say what's up. You know, second most to this place. This is your home. And support the realm that is metal, man. So
yes. And Gisela gives you a hug and goodbye. Hermann Weiss, Servus, Reaper's Revenge. Servus, gibt's auch noch ein paar Biere. And Högi gives you some beers. Fantastic enthusiast. Thank you.
Awesome.
Danke dir, Högi. All right. And Thomas gives you a last one. And then let's kick some ass. And let's see you and your dad in a fantastic, great song called Bloodstained Wings. I salute you. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
And
I will catch you, Richie.
Here we go.
It's no promise no more. It's got forget me in French. Now I throw the weight of human life. Sympathy, no one in your life is a key to your narrative soul. Honest, the image of a family name to an alibi. Social suicide.
auf die Glocke hier, weil ihr müsst unbedingt mitkriegen, wenn hier wieder was Neues läuft. Auf die Glocke drücken! Ganz wichtig!
Yes. I forgot something. Cody, are you still here? I see you. I forgot something. Cody, I have to bring you on again.
Oh,
Cody,
let's do it.
you know what I forgot?
I'm just a viewer now.
Yes, but I forgot to ask you for a message. And our fan club said, hey, you forgot the message.
Oh,
You
shit.
always, I collected and said, hey, this is Cody from Hatriot, and you're watching Metalheads Forever. Can you do this for me?
No problem.
Without me. Wait a moment. Get me rid of me. And then you're on.
This is Cody Souza from Hatriot, and you're watching Metalheads Forever.
Thank you very much.
¿Todo bien?
Yeah, thank you. All right, Cody. Now you're the visitor. Now you can watch the rest of the show. This is the after show party now. Und ihr da draußen, willkommen zur After Show Party mit Special Guest Cody Souza. If you want to be part, you can be my co-pilot. No problem. You know, now we can, because what I do in the after show, I always play some cool music. Today, but before I have to give an update on our Burning Underground, and let's put it here. So we have now 711 Stimmen bis jetzt, und vorne ist jetzt mit 52,04% sind Strange Omen, 73 Stimmen, zweiter sind 228 Stimmen Rotting Empire, 79 Stimmen Battle Creek und 34 Stimmen The Black Goo. Bis morgen, falls ihr noch nicht abgestimmt habt, jetzt könnt ihr noch mal abstimmen, bis morgen um 21 Uhr. Und ich habe extra was vorbereitet. Wo ist es? Hier ist es, der Poll. Ich haue es nochmal in den Chat rein, falls jemand noch nicht abgestimmt hat. Jetzt könnt ihr nochmal abstimmen gleich hier. Geht's rein. Und so. Im Ding ist er jetzt, im Chat ist er. Geht's mal drauf. Ihr könnt auch einen Kommentar hinterlassen. Da ist nämlich drunter ist nämlich eine Kommentarliste. Ein paar haben schon reingeschrieben, wie der Michael habe ich schon gesehen. Schreibt so einen Kommentar für eure Lieblingsband. Die Band, die eurer Meinung nach der Metalhead sein soll. Es sind 4 Gewinner und alle 4 werden in die Sendung eingeladen. Das ist schon mal ein Fakt. Alle 4 werden wir im Laufe des Jahres, also im Dezember noch und Januar, Februar werden wir die Bands natürlich reinholen und da können wir die ganzen Musik mal, ganzen Songs anhören. So, bis jetzt macht Strange Omen, heute war nämlich Rotting Empire lange mit 100 vorne gewesen. Und jetzt haben Strange Omen aufgeholt. Ja, kann sich aber bis morgen wieder ändern. Also, haut's rein, geht's rein, votet. Und ja, die Heike schreibt, diesmal war es sehr schwer. Sorry, Cody, I have to talk in German now. Because,
oh, you're okay, man. I'm enjoying the lesson.
Yes. Ja, ich habe natürlich, ich jetzt kann ich sagen, ich habe meine Stimme ja aufgehoben für unsere Stephanie, weil Stephanie kann es nicht machen. Sage ich, okay, es kann nur einer voten. Ich gebe dir meine Stimme, ich bleibe also, ich habe zwar meinen Favoriten, aber ich sage es nicht, weil es ist unfair. Ich vergönne es jeder Band, logischerweise. Und Stephanie hat gesagt, ja, also sie hat mir genau erklärt, welches das sie nicht gewählt hat und welche sie gewählt hat. Und sie wird sich freuen, dass ihre Vote war nämlich genau bei Strange Omen. Ja? Stephanie, falls du es sehen solltest, ich glaube zwar nicht, weil heute war es zu heavy für sie, aber sie hat Strange Omen, wird sich morgen freuen, in der Früh freuen. So, Cody, I would say get rid of this here. Now the after show party is always we put some music, some what fits to our guests. Today we have a great band, and I guess I didn't play this song before. It's a song Nightmare. The band Nightmare, and I try to get Tom already have it on the list. Nightmare with the song Divine Nemesis. And here sind. Now, because we had a handsome guy here, now we need a woman. You know, we need something for the boys. Here is Nightmare und Divine Nemesis Attack. Sehr geil. Jawohl. Herr Gindorf, bitte zur Kasse. Die müssen wir doch haben. Geile Sängerin, schaut super aus und hat eine geile Stimme, hat was. Und die Band groovt ohne Ende. Jawohl. So, und der nächste Gentleman groovt auch. Und der war ja schon mal bei uns vor langer Zeit. Wird Zeit, dass wir wieder mal in die Sendung holen. Und zwar vielleicht, wenn es geht, mit einem Rundumschlag. Der hat mehrere Projekte auf einmal. Und das gefällt mir alles, was er macht. Der, muss sagen, habe ich wirklich unterschätzt. Als ich das allererste Mal jetzt dachte, ja, das ist Debauchery. Aber der hat mir so geile Sachen. So geile Bloodgod und sowas. Und auch das ACDC, was er da macht, da, den Sound. Sehr, sehr cool. Auf alle Fälle möchte Thomas wieder in der Sendung haben. Unbedingt Debauchery, Going to Hell, Attacke.
Over the gates of hell, the doomsday awaits. We are strong, we rise beyond. By our power, to the horror. We are going to hell. We are back again. We are going to hell. We are back again. Blood, oh, our tales of my beast, fury forward for the kill, blood spill against the pill. We are strong, we rise beyond. Fire power, to the horror. We are going to hell. We are back again. We are going to hell. I'm back again. Full of fear, over the gates of hell, the doomsday awaits. We are strong, we rise beyond. Fire power, to the horror. We are going to hell. I'm back again. We are going to hell. I'm back again.
Sehr geil, groovt ohne Ende. Super cool. Also Debauchery plus Bloodgod und seine ganzen Projekte bitte in die Sendung einladen. Und ich habe gehört, er will in die Sendung kommen. Hat doch der Mikkel, glaube ich, uns erzählt, oder Fronal. Ja. So, Freunde, ein bisschen Werbung machen für meine Webseite, was auch connected ist mit der Metalheads Forever Seite, wo auch unser neuer Shop mit drin ist. Also den findet man jetzt überall. Ich mache jetzt einmal das Bild auf für alle, das, was jetzt mal lange nicht mehr drin war auf meiner Seite. Lassen wir mal schnell schauen. Ich werde jetzt mal schnell den Link reinhauen. So, jetzt ist Facebook auch zu, habe ich gerade gesehen. Da findet ihr alles drauf. Wenn ihr zum Beispiel, ja, da zum Beispiel, so schaut es dann aus, in groß. Also auf meiner Seite auch könnt ihr bestellen und alles. Funktioniert so. Wenn ihr aber wissen wollt, Sendetermine, die sind jetzt bis Ende des Jahres alles drin. Wenn ihr wissen wollt, was kommt denn nächste Woche und sowas, da findet ihr alles. Seht ihr was? November noch einen Tag frei. Hier noch, da muss noch was rein. Da haben wir schon wieder eine geile Band schon in Aussicht. Und Dezember, ja, jetzt sind wir gerade dran, geht's los. Aber Oktober und November fast voll. Also Freunde, schaut auf die Seite rein, teilt es mit euren Freunden, da findet ihr alles, Termine, unsere Gästeliste, die Gästeliste ist sowieso der Wahnsinn, das ist der Proud. Wer das sieht, dass sie die ganzen Künstler, die bei uns waren, 28 Länder, alles sauber aufgeschrieben und der letzte natürlich, Hatriot, ist schon mal updated, seht ihr das? Ja, also, supportet uns bitte mit dem Merchandise, weil da sitzen wir nochmal, wie schaut das, wo sind wir denn gerade? 713 Stimmen mittlerweile, jawohl, Strange Omen immer noch vorne, sieht sehr gut aus für Strange Omen, aber kann sich morgen wieder ändern. Wer noch nicht gewotet hat, voten, Freunde, geht's drauf. Ich finde den Link überall schon. Und ja, wer ist weiter? Rotting Empire mit 228 Stimmen, Battle Creek mit 79 Stimmen und The Black Goo mit 35 Stimmen. Ja, heute war wirklich Rotting Empire, waren lange mit 100 vorne gewesen. Jetzt sind die schon weit über 100, sind jetzt mit Strange Omen vorne. Ja, ihr, was ihr nicht gewotet habt, so, nächste News, da freue ich mich jetzt auch, euch mich zu teilen, und zwar unser lieber Ben, unser lieber Merchandiser und natürlich der erste Nomads-Mitglied, haben wir geschrieben, er ist gerade über die Bestellung, ist jetzt gerade am Abschließen, heute gibt es schon die Bilder, das heißt, alle, wo noch Shirts bekommen, vor den letzten 2 Monaten, bekommen von mir immer ein Bild mit der Bestätigung, dass das Zeug unterwegs ist. Sogar Tracking-Nummer gibt es jetzt auch. Das heißt, ihr könnt nachschauen, wo eure Bestellung ist. Das gibt es auch noch neu im Service. Ich sage so, je transparent, umso besser, damit ihr happy seid, wenn ihr bestellt, dass auch innerhalb von 10 Tagen euer Zeug ankommt. Laura kann sich auch schon freuen, deins ist ja dabei. Also, bald kommt es bei euch an und schaut mal in den Fanclub, in den Shop rein, unterstützt uns. Das ist, was wir da an Ding haben, an Marge, das bisschen Marge, das ist dann für unser Porto, dass wir immer schön Portokosten zusammenbringen. Okay? Also, was sagt er? Was sagt er jetzt, Maria? Der Kalender ist nur bei Juni, gerade gesehen. Hä? Dein Kalender, aber nicht mein Kalender. Unser Kalender, der ist updated, lieber Heli. So. Und es gibt noch zwei gibt es noch. Und zwar, ich wiederhole mich jetzt, ich war der alte Metalheads. Ich war diese Maiden, Judas, Motley Crue, Motorhead und sowas. Hatte mit Thrash wenig am Hut, obwohl sie mir damals schon gefallen haben im Vorprogramm von Motorhead. Und mittlerweile ist es einer meiner Lieblings-Thrash-Bands geworden. Und wer ist es? Overkill. Den Song habe ich noch nicht gespielt, halt zum ersten Mal. Ist einfach eine geile Mucke und geile Jungs hier sind. Und dann gibt es noch einen Rauschmeister, auch noch eine Legende, was passend zu unserem heutigen Gast oder von der heutigen Band ist. Abwarten. Hier sind Overkill und Shine On. Attacke.
in the pouring rain. I'm going in, I'm not coming out. It's where I've been, I'm not coming out. I'm losing myself in rain. I'm losing myself in the pouring rain.
Richtig geil. Absolut my Vader One. Heli, ich poste jetzt nochmal den Link hier. Sendetermine in der Webseite, da hast du es alle drin. Alle sind im August ist noch da. Alle kann man August langsam raustun, gell? Ja, September, da ist er. So, Freunde, ich hoffe, euch hat Spaß gemacht heute. Heute war ein bisschen Härte gegangen hat. Alle, die was hart wollen, heute gab es hart auf die Glocke. Morgen einschalten, morgen haben wir Best of Metal. Und zwar, ihr wisst wieder, Best of Metal. Morgen werden wir noch ein bisschen was wegen den Burning Underground. Ich werde die 4 nochmal spielen. Letzte Chance vor 21 Uhr, dass wir die 4 Songs spielen von der Band. Und da werde ich noch ein paar Front Row Madness suchen. Ein paar Songs habe ich schon ausgesucht für morgen. Und danach gibt es dann gleich die Verlosung. Vorhin hat schon eine Liste geschickt. Danke, passt wieder. Wunderbar. Also gibt es morgen wieder was zu gewinnen. Und rausschmeißen tue ich mich jetzt. Ich schmeiß mich jetzt aus. Und zwar mit Testament. Geiler Song, The Pale King. Auch noch nicht gespielt. Sehr, sehr cool. Und glaube, passt jetzt genau zu unserem heutigen Gast. Hier sind Testament, The Pale King. Ich wünsche euch alle eine gute Nacht. Wenn ihr krank seid, werdet wieder gesund. Am besten werdet nicht krank. Bis morgen, hoffentlich um 20 Uhr oder nach der Best of Metal gibt es eben die Verlosung zu der Aftershow-Party. Tschüss, servus, danke für den Support und bis morgen. I salute you. Hier sind Testament.
And you are a fan now. You're a fan. And as a fan, you will never ever forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
Way
Goddamn.
down below.